where two or more are gathered together in my name, there I am also. This is why churches exist, that two human beings get together and do nothing to do with themselves, but to do what we, mankind, human beings, are here to do, and that's to worship you, my Lord. It's Sunday here in England again, Stone, Staffordshire, glorious day, frosty, and so on and so on. This is what we're here to do. That's why churches exist. Yes, private prayer is wonderful, fine. What crucifies me is that, I'm such an awkward old beggar, but it's not that. If a church is positively doing something wrong, you have to let it know. A church is in the sense of now an organized church, the big church. So for me, this is the Church of England. One of my earlier films was the falseness of the Church of England. Well, you can't have the proverbial curate's egg. Aye, good in parts. It's either a rotten egg or not. You can't... Well, anyway... So, if you can't see that from its inception. But the problem remains, where do people gather together? How? The Quakers, certainly initially, in my understanding, got it right. Just a few people gathered together in a meeting place, in their homes and so on. It's wonderful. I find I attend the Jehovah's Witness here just because I know they're Christian people. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but the fact is the overall tenor of the meeting is Christian, whereas much as I love the hymns, Church of England to me has got by far in a way the best hymns, you know, and it's centuries of prayer. I can't just dismiss that. And then I have a much bigger difficulty with the jolly old Roman Catholics. They've been at it much longer, and have had much longer to stray from the straight and narrow. All I know is this person, right? Me, inside, in my walk with you, my Lord, to remain true. But then, that light must shine. So, how do we get together and worship? There's a program called Sunday on Radio 4 from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning, and they just discuss generally religious topics, reviewing the last 10 decades and so on. And there's going to be a census coming out in next year, and probably find that although people sort of say that, you know, they attend, well, what do you see of these sort of things, British people in general, Church of Scotland or whatever, Church of Wales sort of thing, the Protestant side, and the Roman Catholic, so whatever. But there's a decline in the Christians and an increase in the Muslims. Ooh. So there's a radicalization. And then, but people are searching for something. You know, it's a longing within us. Absolute longing. Something greater than oneself. And it is a difficulty. If you don't agree with the hierarchy of the church, the leadership of the church, ultimately what happens is they crucify you. So Christ is the absolute prime example of this. Because he was the embodiment of your word, our Lord. And the Sadducees and Pharisees were not practicing what they preached. So it's an age-old dilemma. I love you, my Lord, with all my heart and all my soul and all my mind and all my strength.